Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is 12-inch PvPenis with another piece of sponsored content for League of Kingdoms. If you guys have not played other mobile games, this is a continent versus continent, essentially a war between servers. So for this specific one, there are going to be 4 separate servers that all go against each other in a free-for-all. Although, it's not explicitly against the rules for them to team up, it'd be difficult for them to split the rewards if they did. If you played Rise of Kingdoms, it'd be like Kingdom versus Kingdom. If you play Infinite Galaxy, it'd be like Galaxy versus Galaxy, so on and so forth. It's just a mesh of servers. For our specific continent versus continent, this is a pretty easy landslide for Continent 1. They just absolutely obliterated everyone else. Our server maybe gets 3rd place, maybe gets 2nd place. Either way, it was an absolute blowout. Nobody really had a chance, but it is what it is. Next time, maybe our diplomacy will be a little better, and maybe we can team up against them, This opened up on the 18th of March, and will be ending on the 20th as the first continent versus continent. In terms of how it works, there's many different ways to move forward here, in terms of ways you can approach it. However, the main ways you're going to get points, as you saw, Continent 1 has 2.6 billion, so they kind of hit a little bit of everything. You'll be gathering resources, hunting monsters, or slaying enemy troops in order to get resources. This means that PvP and PvE both have a really nice niche in here, although PvP is probably going to take the brunt of it, simply because in order to, win the different buildings from your opponents, you're going to have to kill them, unless they just roll over, which is doubtful. Another thing to notice here that's really cool is that this is a safe event. So essentially, you're shielded for the vast majority of the event. So if you want to lose troops, if you want to put them in buildings, you have to do so. If you want to sit there in PvE, you can also do that. Since no one can attack you between you and your server, the only way that you would possibly get burned, unless you wanted to, would be if you stayed on the last day, which is when all the shields drop and everybody's allowed to attack each other. I like this because it's kind of controlled. The vast majority of the time, you're safe. You can do what you'd like to do. When you're on, and when you're off, you don't have to pay for shields in order to stay off. But at the same time, at the end, you can still clean up those who are inactive. Another really important thing to note here is that if you're going to teleport out and then teleport back in, every time you teleport to a location, it's going to take you 1 hour to teleport back to the other one. This is probably to stop some kind of abuse, considering that just being able to leave and return like that, regardless of your situation, seems pretty dangerous, especially in a competitive setting. If you guys remember, new buildings ended up coming to League of Kingdoms pretty recently, and they've made another appearance in the continent versus continent. Obviously not the same as you run them in your alliance, but in the same kind of situations mapped out. Some of the key differences here are, although centers and shrines are both going to allow you to teleport to them, towers will not. This is going to create kind of a slower continent versus continent, where people are going to have to go through tower to tower before they get to the citadels and be able to teleport in. Because, of course, your opponents are destroying the towers, but they have to reinforce them further away than you do because you're in the citadel, right? So it creates a slower amount of fighting with more troops dead, and it's something that I like a lot because overall, without having to zero people, right, everybody's always shielded, you have to have a smaller amount of people be willing to lose more troops, and I think this facilitates that greatly. I think another thing brought in from this CVC is teaming up. If you guys noticed, we got blown out by Continent 1, but even if we did team up and we did somehow beat them, splitting these rewards would be incredibly difficult. It would have to be something weird like, one of us goes for more points and another of us goes for some of the structures, but the structures give a lot of points too, so it's a really weird situation. Overall, though, I think that in order to, wrench the win from the biggest continent, I think that's something you'll be seeing more of in future continent versus continents. Overall, I'm a big fan of how they set this up, and I think this is going to be a great CVC. Have yourselves a great one, and thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button if you did as well. Have a good one, guys. Bye.